time for the, I guess the last sort of update on the skid steer and mending it and fixing it and doing all the rest of it. I've had it a good while now, probably 6 months, 7 months. We're just into 2023, and yeah, really happy with it. It's been a great tool so far. We've got it all sorted. We've got a back window in. It's Perspex, but we put it in with a proper rubber. It was an absolute twat of a job. We've got some lights on as well, some work lights. You can use it in the dark and see all the way around. And we've also got my winter package on to try and keep a bit of the weather out when you're running it. It's quite good. I might eventually invest in some big Perspex panels, like a lot of the other skid steers have, so you can put them in winter when you need them and what have you. What else were we on with? Well, I didn't get any footage of it, but we've got all the headstock back together, repinned and bushed. So yeah, we've got 32mm pins, we've got grease nipples in everything, and there is absolutely no play in it. It's as good as it could be, which is spot on. Makes it a lot better to use, a lot less rattly, and yeah, I don't think there's much else really in here. I mean, the cab's a lot quieter with back window, and the sides do make a difference. If I do get some proper like Perspex panels and put them on rubber, it will make it quite a lot quieter as well. But it's perfectly usable. You use it for 5 or 10 minutes without ear defenders, but if you're in it for an hour or two, you want some hearing protection. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, and it does everything I need of it. It's incredibly handy to just have around. It's yeah, jump in it, do what you need to do, lift what you need to lift, put it back in shed. It's perfect for that sort of thing. And yeah, I'm definitely getting the hang of driving it. Still a long way to a lot of time to spend in one yet, but I'm perfectly happy to do all that it'll do, which is ideal. And yeah, I think that's really it. There's not much else to keep changing pipes as I need to, so it's a case of when they start leaking badly, swap them for pipes that I can get, and just swap them as needed basically. I've got all the major ones done that I want to get done, and I just keep an eye out for any that are starting to seep or leak. My fuel tank repair is holding, which is good. Hydraulic tank isn't leaking, so we're going to leave alone for now. I don't know if you can see it camera back at machine, but these are the pieces that cracked in here, obviously on the other side, but they touch the floor an awful lot. Like, they're dragging up floor every time. Like if you push into a heap, or you're going up steep or anything like that, or you wheelie it and get too far, that first bit to hit the ground, which is a bit of a design flaw really, because it puts a lot of like stress and kind of shock loading and everything like that into them tanks. It's a good idea having these as the tanks. It takes up a lot less room than having like a big plastic tank or anything, but the downside is all the sort of forces running through that. I mean, I don't really need to mess with it, because I'm aware of it, and I'm trying to be as careful as I can about them. You'd have to hit it pretty hard to break anything, but you could almost weld like a flat piece, or like a skid on the back of there. But again, where it is now is about as high as you can get the back of the machine, and it's a bit of a pain of a job to do. But yeah, that's the skid steer. We're all in good working order now. We're not just mechanically sound, we're in sorted order. Engine starts and stops and revs and does all it needs to do. It ticks over and all the rest of it. The hydraulics are a bit noisy, like the transmission, but it's hydrostatic, so I guess they are after a certain age. But But yeah, it's perfect for what I need at the moment, and it's doing a job, so it's ideal. Right, so that'll be the last, well, unless anything breaks on it that's worth filming, that'll be the last of the sort of workshop for it. Workshop videos, all being well. I've got one work light to change. That top middle one was a really cheap, I'll give it a try type deal. I'm going to change it for one of these, which are much better quality and give out a lot more light. But yeah, for a set of work lights on, it's really good to have if you get home at night and it's dark and you want to unload something off a trailer or what have you. They make a hell of a difference of being able to see where you can see where you're going. And the other thing I've put in is a, I don't know if you can see it or not, cigarette power supply thing, you know, power plug. So if I want to put a flashing beacon on it or anything, if I need to for any jobs that are out, I can. Just put a magnetic one on the roof. But yeah, that's the skid steer. It's been a great tool so far. Will it ever get painted? I don't know. It's too handy to lay up. It's too handy to sort of bring it in here and take 2 or 3, 4 weeks painting it, rubbing it down and painting it, having it laid up for that time. I'd sort of miss having it. Which, yeah, it is what it is. I think it's tidy enough for now. If I ever get the chance, I might, because it'd be worth it. I'd do a sandblaster really. If I had a sandblaster or a new somebody with a sandblaster that were contained, you could like pull the cab off it, because it's only 4 things, and unplug it and take the whole cab and sandblast it and repaint it, and then, you know, that'd make it a lot easier versus having to rub it down with like a grinder and a wire wheel and sand it down by hand. That's the next hurdle. Will be a nice sandblaster, and then I could pretty much refurbish out that I want. Then. We're getting carried away there because it's an old machine and it's always in shit and muck, and it is what it is. Yeah, that'll do. Right, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.